To be an effective volleyer, you're gonna need to have 3 different techniques ready to go at any given time during a point. In this video, I'm gonna tell you what those are, exactly how to do it, and when you should be using it. So before we dive into the exact different styles that we're gonna learn in today's video, let's first define what a volley actually is. So pretty simple, basically anytime that you're taking the ball out of the air, that's a volley. There's really 3 different kind of styles or techniques that we're gonna need in any given point. And that is the reset volley, the block volley, and the counterattack volley. The nice thing is these are all kind of rooted in very similar technique with just a little bit of nuance, different in each one. So we're gonna learn what those little differences are, and then more importantly, when exactly you should be using each one in a point. Okay, so before we dive into all the differences in those 3 techniques that we talked about, let's talk about some things that are the same across all the volleys. No matter which volley you're hitting, there are some things that are gonna be consistent. Number 1 is the contact point. The easiest thing to think about with your contact point is, imagine if you were just catching a ball. So what would be comfortable if someone threw me a ball and I was gonna catch it? I would just have my hand kind of at a comfortable distance in front of my body. I wouldn't reach way out to catch it, and I wouldn't have it back here. So we want to kind of have that same idea when we're volleying. We want to be a comfortable distance away, not too close, but also not way out in front where we're kind of overreaching for the ball. So that's one thing that's going to be the same across all these volleys we talk about. Another thing is going to be our body position. We want to have a nice solid platform, and we want our base to be stable, and that's going to come from the lower body and the legs. We're going to get a nice wide base. We're going to sit our butt down, and we're gonna have good posture in the upper body. Your volleys are not gonna work well no matter which volley you're trying to hit if your upper body's moving a lot, if you've got a lot of kind of movement going on. Get that base solid and get your upper body nice and still no matter which volley we're hitting. So as we get into specifics of each type of volley now, so first we're gonna talk about the reset volley. So this is gonna be kind of the most defensive or the softest of the 3. For the reset volley, we're typically gonna use this a lot of times kind of in the mid-court. We're gonna use it when the ball gets below net height and we can't really hit kind of an attacking shot back. And the big defining characteristics of a reset volley are we're gonna need to have a very light grip, because when we're resetting the ball, it's gonna have kind of an arc to it. We're gonna be arcing the ball back. So if you give this too much power, if you're too firm with it, you're just gonna end up popping the ball up. So this is a very delicate shot. So number 1, we need to have a nice loose grip. And then number 2, we need to have an open paddle face. Because again, we're trying to get the ball to do this and land in the kitchen. So a lot of times you're going to be using that reset volley when you're in the mid-court, when the ball is low, when you're transitioning. Sometimes you'll use it at the kitchen line, but not quite as much. But just make sure we keep that grip light and make sure we keep that paddle face open. And for this volley, it's all about proper power level. If you can get the power level right, you can get that ball to arc up and over and land in the kitchen. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching the video. If you're enjoying this type of content and you want to see more like this, it really helps if you can like and subscribe. That helps the algorithm, helps my channel, and helps me make more videos like this. So the second volley that we're going to talk about is called the block volley. Okay, so what makes the block volley a little bit different than the reset is when we're hitting the reset, we're using an open paddle and we're trying to get the ball to kind of arc over. When we're hitting a block volley, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little bit more square paddle, okay? So typically a block volley, you're gonna hit, as opposed to it being lower, it's gonna be hit more if you're in trouble. Say you're moving or you're stretched or you're in kind of a jammed position. But a lot of times when we're doing this and we're closer to the kitchen line, if we're trying to hit that kind of reset with an open paddle face, it's really easy to pop the ball up. So if we hit the block that's got more of a square paddle face, you can just kind of let the ball hit off your paddle and die, because a lot of times it's high enough, but the problem is we don't have maybe a good body position to put a full swing on the ball. So if you're a little bit jammed up, maybe you're stretched, we're just gonna try to get that paddle face squared up. We're not trying to give the ball a lot of power back, but we're just trying to allow it to hit and kind of dive back over into the kitchen. So now the third type of volley that we want to have in our arsenal is the counterattack volley. So pretty much whenever you're at the kitchen line, you always want to be thinking counterattack. We want to be thinking that I want to kind of punish anything that's coming my way. And then if I end up getting jammed up, or if I end up having to reach for the ball, then I can always go to that block volley, or if it ends up low, I can go to the reset volley. But we want to be in that mindset that says punish counterattack. If we kind of do a quick review, reset was open paddle face and low and soft grip. Block was square paddle face, and we're going to be a little bit firmer with the grip. Then counterattack is we're going to get more of a closed paddle face, and now we're really going to kind of extend back out through the ball. So this is the one shot we're actually adding something back to it. With the block and the reset, we're not giving a whole lot from the paddle. We're just allowing the ball to basically touch the paddle. When we hit that counterattack, we really want to be extending back out through the ball. And we're hitting with a closed paddle face because we want this ball going down into the court when you hit this shot. Because we're hitting it hard, if I hit it with that same open paddle face, it would just sail along every time. Keys to remember for these three volleys are, for our reset, we're looking for open paddle face, soft grip, and that's going to be more in this transition zone. As we move forward, that volley, we're looking for square paddle face and a little bit of a firmer grip, no forward movement. We're not pushing back out through that ball. Then finally, for our counterattack, once we're really on that ball and we get a good one we like, then we're going to close the paddle face even a little bit more, so slightly closed face. Now we're adding that paddle movement forward and pushing through that ball. Practice all three of those and then learn when you need them each in a game.